Good morning everybody, Jim here, Scottish guy in Moscow, or soon to be not in Moscow. Can you believe it? The journey is coming to an end. And I've been posting a few videos over the last week talking about leaving, why I'm leaving, the things that I'll miss when I leave. There's definitely one coming up about the things that I won't miss. I've promised that, I will make that one. But I've been getting so many nice comments, so many questions, and it is honestly just not feasible to be able to reply to every single person. So I thought I'd come on here and give you a general update on me, what's happening, what's going to be happening in the near future, maybe the sort of longer term future, and also what's happening with the channel, because you guys are so kind to come on here, watch my videos, comment, engage. So let's get into it. Let's have a little update on what's happening with me and what's happening with the channel. Alright guys, so please do one thing for me, especially if you're new here, hit subscribe, because the channel is not going to end. I don't know if the impression was given on my first video of when I was talking about how, I mean I did write in the thumbnail the end, but what I meant was it's like the end of Russian specific content, because I'm not going to be here very soon. And well, actually I'm in Minsk in Belarus right now at this moment when I'm filming this. So when I say here, I'm talking about Russia, Moscow. And I've came here for the weekend and it's absolutely lovely, it's glorious. It's been like 30 degrees. It is one of my favourite places on earth, Minsk in Belarus, especially in the summer. It's just so nice. At the moment, I'm just walking through the apartment blocks. I'm coming up on a beautiful ladder. I'm going to show you actually, and I'm about to get a coffee. So let's have a look at the ladder, then I'm going to tell you what's happening. Check this bad boy out. That is exactly what you expect to see. Like it says ladder on the front there. Can you see that? Ladder. So lovely little place to walk. There's a good little coffee shop around here. But anyway, let's get into it, because that's what you're here to hear about. So first of all, what's happening with me? Well, I'm going to go back to Moscow today. My flight's in a couple of hours, so I'm about to go to the airport very soon. I'll go back to Moscow. I've got some loose ends to tie up and I will document that for you if you're interested. Arina, my good friend Arina, friend of the channel, now has her own YouTube channel called Arisha in Russia, and you can probably see the link somewhere in one of the previous videos that I've done with her. She will be continuing to make Russian content, so I would advise you, if you're here purely for the Russian content and you're thinking as soon as I leave then you're going to have zero interest in anything that I do ever again, but you do like Russian content, then I would highly recommend you to go over there to Arisha in Russia and subscribe and watch her videos. I think she's about 4 videos in, and she's going to make some pretty cool stuff, because she's obviously Russian, but she's completely fluent in English, so she's going to be able to speak to you guys in English, but then translate stuff that she says, speak to people in the street in Russian. We did a video last week where we interviewed some people in the street and she did it all for me and she translated it all, so it was really good. So I would highly recommend, if you're only here purely for the Russian content, then to check her channel out, as she will, long after I'm gone. It sounds like I'm going to die, hopefully not. Long after I've gone from Russia, she will be making content. Okay, so that is what is happening next week. So we've got one more video with her to make. We're going to meet on Tuesday, tie things up with our little YouTube collaborations. I'll document maybe going to the bank, sorting some money out. I'll document packing up my little Moscow apartment and putting it back to its babushka-like glory, with its yellow walls and its turquoise curtains and its big rugs and things like that. All the stuff that I don't love about Russian interior design are in my apartment, but the landlord is a lovely lady and we sorted everything out, and She's been to inspect it and stuff like that because she's not going to be here when I leave. So I'm very grateful to her for being so nice about everything. But Russians, as much as I love everything, almost everything, your interior design is some of the worst I've ever seen, like the way that people decorate their homes. But anyway, I digress. So we'll definitely do a video about that. Maybe going to the airport. I think I'm going to tie things up by going back to the Red Square, because I made my first ever video in the Red Square. It's called like Welcome to My Channel if you want to see it. And it's about 5 minutes long, just me talking to the camera for the very first time. So for me, it's kind of like tying up loose ends. It's a little bit nostalgic, even though it's only been just over two and a half years. But this journey I've been on YouTube has been really exciting. It's been great for me personally. You know, something, I think it's really important to have something that's yours, that's your own. I don't mean like something that you own, like a car or something like that, but some sort of creative endeavour, or is it a sport that you do, or, you know, something that is just yours, that you do for enjoyment, that you have complete autonomy over. You can decide, you know, like for example, if we take YouTube for me, for example, I can decide when I make a video, if I make a video, who I make it with, what it's about, etc, etc. If people like it, then great, it's brilliant for me. If people don't, then I won't lie, you do feel quite bad if you've put a lot of effort into a video and then it gets absolutely no views. But it's so good, I think, for a person to personally have something that they love doing, that they've got complete autonomy over, because of course we've all got to go to work, earn money, we've got other responsibilities and relationships, maybe children, maybe family, all these different things. But to have this one thing that I discovered for myself, that I enjoy doing it, that I can do it, of course you make money from it, but it's not even just really the money, it's like just having the creative output, and it's a good way to meet other interesting people and have fun as well. And then of course show people something that you're interested in, and then you have some sort of bond, whether it's just even online in the comments, or people watching you and writing to you and letting you know that they enjoy your stuff. So I think I'll definitely go back to the Red Square where it all began, tie everything up together, and then that will be my last video from Moscow, from Russia, maybe forever, or who knows. I honestly don't know. But at the moment, there is no plans to come back in the foreseeable future. So that's what's going to be happening in the short term. So let me give you the mid, and then let's look at the long term with me personally and the channel. All right, guys, let's go to the sort of mid-term of the channel and me personally. So we'll say maybe like over the summer, June, July, August. Now, when you work as a teacher, your life is sort of split up into not just years, January to December, but sort of school years, academic years, which basically run from the very end of August to the end of June, and then you have like a summer off anyway. So because that is what I do, that is my profession, you look at things like that anyway. So what are you going to do over the summer, and then what's going to be happening after it? Where are you going to be working? What is the plan? So for me, I'm going to go home to Scotland, see my family, and again, I'm not going to get into what's happening back there. Maybe I will at some point, but I've mentioned it in previous videos, but my dad's pretty sick, so I'm going to go home, see my dad, and just sort of be there and take each day as it comes with what's going on back home. But I think I will make content for sure while I'm there. So for me, I think it might be a good time to make some content in my home country. I've made a few videos of my hometown, which is called Lanark, where you might have heard William Wallace played by Mel Gibson in Braveheart, 1995, Academy Award, winning movie. He was from there. We got a big statue, we got a big mural. It's about 10,000 people, very small town. And I also made one in the part of Glasgow where I lived and still own an apartment, called Denniston, which is like in the East End. It's quite hip now, quite a sort of lot of hipsters and students and stuff, which is good for property prices. If you ever own property if you ever own property and then they start having all these little hipster cafes, coffee shops, and the students and stuff move in, it means property prices can only go up. So I'm happy with that. So I've still got a flat there, and I made a video there as well. So that's basically the only 2 videos I've made back home. But I think what I'm going to do is maybe start, because I'm going to have time over the summer, maybe start exploring. We could show you Edinburgh, Glasgow. St Andrews is a pretty cool place as well. And in between that, you'll probably meet my friend Adam, who's one of my best friends back home. He owns a gym, and I'll probably go there, train in his gym most days, and then I think I'll rope him in to coming with me, being in some videos. So I think he's been in one of my videos before when he picked me up at the airport when I arrived back, but very fleetingly. But I think I'll get him roped into the channel, and then I'm going to make some UK content, maybe show you Scotland, maybe some of England. I'd like to, do you know where I've never been? I've never been to Ireland. I've never been to Northern Ireland. I've never been to Republic of Ireland. So I've never been to Belfast or Dublin, and it's literally, I think Belfast is like a 45-minute flight from Glasgow. So there's literally no time at all it would take me to get there. So I would like to go there because, of course, as people will well know, Belfast has a long and interesting history. This dog's going crazy. Don't know if it's picking up on the microphone. And I'd like to see Dublin as well. So maybe I'll be showing you some of the UK. I'm definitely going to be staying in the UK over the summer anyway. And then, oh, dog, maybe it needs some water, it's so hot. And then let's move on to longer term with me and also the channel. So basically that means going back to the UK. I'm going to keep making videos. People might want to see Scotland, the different parts. Maybe not just the good stuff. Maybe I'll show you some of the not so good stuff as well. But now let's get on to what's going to happen long term with the channel. Right, I've even crossed the road. That dog is so loud. I don't know, maybe I've got a microphone on here, so you probably can't hear it. You can just hear me talking. Right, so longer term with the channel, what I want to do, and I've thought about this a lot, because obviously I do understand that Russia's an interesting place for people to see. So a lot of people will be tuning in for the Russian content. Maybe some people like me as well, I don't know. It's hard to tell, but I'm very grateful if you watch for any reason. So most likely I'll take a job somewhere at the end of August, going into the very start of September. But it's not confirmed yet. Nothing's 100%. It's a niche %. It's not 100% yet. But I think that would be me, because obviously away from YouTube, completely away from this, you know, still got to have a job, still got to earn money, still got to have purpose, all the rest of it. So I think I'll have a think about, I'll see what's happening at home first, see my family and all the rest of it. But I think I'll start to explore options of places that I would like to live, and then look into jobs in those areas, etc. So that means for the channel, it's probably going to have to change names, isn't it? It can't stay Scottish guy in Moscow if I'm never in Moscow. So in the comments below, let me know what you think I should change the name to. The winning one will get a message from Marina. I've not told her yet. She'll send you a video message in one of my videos that I'm leaving. I'll record her, put your name in. If you want a video message from Marina, dedicated directly to you, tell me what you think I should call the channel. Funniest one wins, right? Doesn't have to be serious. Whoever's got the funniest name for the channel can win. Put it in the comments and Irina will send you a message. Me and her will pick one. So that's what it's going to be. But I think my channel's not going to be a travel channel as such. My interests gear more towards this type of thing. You know, walking, talking, not always about myself, obviously, but talking about life, talking about the challenges of life, talking about, you know, I'm really interested in psychology. I'm really interested in the interaction between people. I'm interested in why we do certain things, why we are certain ways, all these type of things that maybe people would talk about in therapy and stuff like that. I feel like maybe in another life, I would love to have been like a psychologist, a therapist, something like that. So, as much as I don't have the 100% clear plan, I feel like it's going to be more towards that, more towards life, more towards the challenges of life that I want to talk about. And I'll be in some location that's probably somewhat interesting as well, because I don't think I'm going to stay in Scotland permanently. So I will be moving on. So of course that it would be, whatever it is that I'm talking about would also be in the context of the location that I choose to go to. So that is basically it from me. I'm in Minsk right now. I'm going back to Moscow. I'm going to tie up the loose ends. I'm going to document it for you guys to see. We'll see Irina one last time before we have to say goodbye. Maybe forever. Then back to Scotland for the summer, see my family. I'll make content while I'm there of the different things that I find interesting in Scotland. And then finally, they will be on to a new place, a new location. But maybe the channel will be slanted a little bit less towards going into supermarkets and showing supermarkets, or, you know, going to restaurants and stuff like that. Maybe it will. I don't really know, because at the end of the day, when it comes to YouTube, you've kind of got to give people what they want, as long as it's something that you don't hate doing. And I don't hate this at all. So, of course, the audience dictates the way the channel goes. If I start making videos and nobody wants to see them, nobody cares, then of course I'd probably pivot away from that. But yeah, there will be changes. But I would love for you to come along for the ride. Next week, last week in Moscow, summer in Scotland, and then moving on to wherever we go. And of course, give me a new name for the title of the channel. Funniest one wins. Put your name in there as well in the comment. Irina will send you a message. I promise that we'll do this. I promise. Thanks very much for watching. Okay guys, I'm going to get my coffee now. I'll see you next time.